Let's talk about the government bashing beneficiaries, shall we? I think it's probably time to get into a cheerier subject matter. This is a story not from tonight, but it relates to what we're going to talk about. I've got an article to read to you, or a part of the article to read to you, but let's get some of the background as to what this beneficiary bashing is all about.
Government says caseworkers will be hitting the phones to reach 4,000 more job seekers under 25. But if they don't pick up, they could be sanctioned, as senior reporter Juliet Speedy explains.
Did you get that? If you don't answer your phone, you might get sanctioned.
The government says these old things are the ticket to getting more young people into work.
We've introduced phone-based case management for young job seekers. What we want to do is have more contact with them to improve their chances of getting into employment.
The minister says phone contact will provide 4,000 more job seekers aged under 25 with ongoing support and improve their chances of getting a job.
It's much easier for a job seeker to meet that work obligation. They don't have to travel into an MSD office, for example.
And the government says if phone calls are missed without good reason, there could be sanctions.
For many people, communication over the phone, they may face some of the same online communication, and that can be around things like having an unreliable or broken phone, not wanting to take a call from an unknown caller.
She says,
"That's me. I don't pick up to unknown numbers, so I get it."
There can't be a narrow approach.
The key thing is communicating with people in a way that's going to meet their needs. And for us in our work around digital exclusion, we've found that one size does not fit all.
And the government sure has a reason to engage. The number of people on the job seeker support benefit has risen by thousands from last year. And that number is expected to keep growing.
Wasn't it Nicola Willis said just go get a job? If you don't
just
like
go
them,
get a job.
Just go get a job. Just go get a job.
Haven't actually seen any evidence to support phone case management is better than case management face-to-face, and a little bit concerned that the reason they are probably doing this is the massive increase in the number of people on benefit.
The government says it's all part of its commitment to help some people back into work.
Oh, they misread that. It's all part of their commitment to save money for tax breaks and landlords. They obviously got the wrong script out then.
Our belief is that people, if they can work, they should.
And that, they say, might start with a phone call.
So I'm going to go read part of an article as well, Chewy, to summarise some about what's going on today. But you want to have a crack at that first of all?
It's just mean. It's mean government, and it's punching down. It's not. It's the usual grab bag of like, yes, you look tough. You say you're cracking down. You're going to play up the myth that if you're on job seeker, you're some mooching benefit queen, that sort of thing. While this government have created policies that put more people on that job seeker benefit.
Yeah.
And as we've discussed, a lot of people that are on the job seeker benefit for longer periods of time are disabled.
Yeah.
So it's just that. It's just mean government.
Yeah. Well, you think that's well, I don't mean to give you more means now, but let's just read out the story that's come out from today. Beneficiaries are feeling the impact of the government's tougher stance, with the number of sanctions issued in the June quarter this year up by more than 50%. The latest data from Ministry of Social Development shows that at the end of June, 381,000 people were receiving a main benefit of some kind, up 8.3%, or about 30,000 people compared to June 2023. Of those, about 114,000 were receiving job seeker support. Work ready, up 14.8%, 15% year on year. Economist Shamabil Yaqub said that was expected given the state of the economy, and more increases were likely. It's only just begun. Northland had the largest proportion of population on job seeker of anywhere in the country at 10.5%. NZ Council of Trade Unions Policy Director and economist Craig Rennie said he expected the numbers to increase steadily from here. Treasury had forecast a total of 47,000 people losing their jobs between when the new government took office and its peak. Rennie said that was likely to be an underestimate. About a third of those people would be expected to end up on a benefit. He said the data also shows an increase in the number of sanctions applied to the benefits, to the benefits, reducing what people are paid. The government has warned it planned to take tougher stance on beneficiaries who did not fulfil their work qualifications. Social Development Minister Louise Upston said from June there would be work check-ins for job seekers who have been on a benefit for at least 6 months, particularly young people, to make sure job seeker beneficiaries are taking appropriate steps to find employment and are receiving the right help. There were 10,389 sanctions issued in the June quarter, up 3,630 or 53.7% compared to June 2023. I like it how they just say it now. They just say it. They just say, we're going to attack the poor people, especially the poor young people. They just say it, particularly young people. It's just there. It's out there. They just say it. Sir.
I of course I have doubts on how effective this is going to be. I think they don't expect it to be effective.
Yeah.
And again, it's what problem are they trying to solve? Is the problem trying to get long-term unemployed into employment, or is the problem the fact that they pay the long-term unemployed a benefit? You know, if you're going to get, like, I know my admittedly very brief time of being unemployed, being summoned into WINS was a dreadful experience.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine, like, you know, being called out of the blue and given a third degree by someone in a call center. You know, those people are like, they're just setting people up to explode. And like, well, Mr. Smith, you were very mean to the person on the call center when we tried to see what you're up to. And so now we're taking your benefit away. Tick in the box, another person off job seeker. Fantastic.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's as you've said just now. You know, their one issue prior to the election was they weren't the government. They solved that. The one issue they've got now, which they're constantly looking to sort out, is how do they fulfil those promises they made pre-election, especially to landlords and secondarily to people who want tax cuts. And that's it.
Hey,
and
Mr. Smith, have you found gainful employment yet? If not, you could come and work in our call center calling other jobless people.
Well, I mean, Caleb makes a fairly good point. Thank you for your super chat, Caleb. They should put this effort into creating jobs. Remember, this is the government of business. You know, this is the party of business. We're always told that it's the small business owners that, you know, they drive the economy because they create the jobs for other people. So why aren't they putting this effort into what they preach about creating jobs? You know, we give tax cuts to the top because it trickles down. They create the jobs. Okay. So now put your money where your mouth is and show us how this so-called Shangri-La system works, and then there'll be no beneficiaries. Go on, just show us how you've been talking about it for 40 years, literally 40-year anniversary of neoliberalism. So now just show us how it works, and everyone will be happy. Easy.
No, Pat, look, I've solved this before.
Oh, good.
Guess what? It comes all the way back to housing again.
Yep.
It's because these businesses that could be employing these people don't have the money because there's no investment in business in New Zealand. There's no investment in building things in New Zealand. It is just parking your money in a building. And that's it. You know, people can't afford to take risks on a new idea and employ people. They can't. This government has tanked the economy. They have tanked it. Business confidence is in the toilet. Businesses are all saying people aren't spending their money. That happens when they're scared about what's going to happen. And that's come from this government. Previous governments, we had problems with inflation, sure, but people were still spending their money.
Yeah.
You know, I see it on the daily now that it's people talking about, I need to cut costs.